Hello, my name is Michael, and welcome to an online edition of The Works for the Clearview Library District. The Works is for kids ages 6 to 12 who like to tinker, build, get messy, and explore. And it's a way for you to engage in science, technology, engineering, art, and math, or STEAM. Each week I have a new project for you to try at home, and I'll be focusing on a different part of STEAM learning every week. Now this week is going to be a little special because our annual summer adventure program that usually ends with a big carnival that we often will hold at the library's parking lot. Now usually we bring bouncy castles, a jousting area, petting zoo, all that fun stuff. So even though we can't offer a carnival this year, we're still in the mood for one. So your final challenge this summer is to create a carnival in your own backyard. And the sky's the limit. We want you to come up with something original and creative using your imagination and items around the house. So we have a bunch of fun ideas for you today that are really simple, but they're really fun. And you're gonna want a few things. So firstly, think about prizes. So what's a carnival without prizes? So maybe there's some candy, or maybe a parent or friend can help you bake some cookies. Maybe you can come up with a prize bag, some stuffed animals. So think about prizes, think about points. You're gonna want a piece of paper and a pen so you can write down points. And then maybe you can turn in those points for different types of prizes throughout the day. So that's the kind of thing you're going to want to think about before you start kind of building your carnival. And I have very limited space where I'm at right here. However, I came up with a few ideas. Now, the first one is pretty simple. All you need are several balloons, a Sharpie, and some tape. And as you can see behind me, I have 3 different colored balloons with different numbers on them, which are the points. So that top balloon is 20 points, the blue balloon is 10, and the bottom balloon is 5. So there's a bunch of things you can do with this. The thing I thought of that's safe is to use a rubber band and actually shoot at them. So you'd stand, you'd decide on a distance to shoot, and let me go ahead and see what I can do. All right, hit the 10, and it kind of hit the 20 as well. So there's an easy game, and what you would do is decide on rules first. So maybe if you are with somebody, a friend or a brother or sister, you can decide that each person gets 5 shots. You could decide how far you want the shots to be taken from, and then you'd have the other person record the number of points you have. The second idea I had is to gather some plastic kitchen bowls, and if they are different sizes and colors, that's even better. If they're not, that's totally fine. Now, mine's gonna look a little bit different. Let's see if I can move my camera here. Okay. So we have our plastic dinner bowls, and they're different distances apart. And what we're gonna do is basically come up just like the balloons. We're gonna decide which one has the most points, probably the one furthest, that's the smallest to hit. And then you're gonna get a ball, and you're gonna throw the ball and try to get it into the bowl from a certain distance apart. So a lot of these are gonna be throwing games. They're gonna be that kind of like tossing something into a bowl. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen, and I'll share some images here that I found. Okay. So this is the idea. You can either mark the bowls like they have, or you can just come up with points and stand a certain distance away, and you're gonna use a ball to throw it into it and then have someone record the points. Another idea that would be great would be the fish cup game, where you have a bunch of different cups filled with water, and then you have ping pong balls or some type of small little ball that will float. And you'll put them on the table or somewhere on the ground, fill them up with water, and then you'll throw the ball and try to get it into one of them with a fish on the bottom. Now you could even do something like put a quarter in the bottom, and then if you get it in the cup with the quarter, you can keep the quarter. So that kind of thing you can get really creative with. So again, think of things that you have around the house, and think of prizes and simple games to have fun. So these are just a couple options. Now another option is, let me get back to my main video here. So if you remember, I did a program that I uploaded, and it is on July 23rd to create bubbles. So if you want, I think bubbles make total sense for a carnival. You gotta have bubbles. So if you search on YouTube for Clearview Library, you'll find us, and then you could find the program The Works, and on July 23rd, there's a video for homemade bubbles. And I think having homemade bubbles during a carnival would be so much fun. Another program I did that would come in handy is this one. So we made God's Eye crafts for Midsummer this summer. This is a partially completed God's Eye craft. And I found it works really well as sort of a boomerang. Now you want to be careful not to throw it at people or pets, not to use it as a weapon. However, if you take this outside in your backyard and you throw it, it goes really, really far. So you could have a competition to use this craft that we already made and see how far you could throw it and record the distances. Another easy game would be to use a straw and a light little piece of paper or tape. And this could be a competition where you and your friend put your ball or tape on the table, and then the competition is to stand at one end and blow it across the table and see who can get it to the other side first. So again, we want you to get really creative with this. There's no rules except to be safe and to have fun. So again, this is for the end of the Summer Adventure program, DIY Carnival. So come up with something original and creative, use your imagination. You can use items around the house and really make a fun party of it. Again, balloons, bubbles, and think of fun competitions that you can have. And otherwise, have fun, and thank you for joining me on The Works.